Hello everyone and welcome back to the 4th episode of Dragon Age Origins. So, in the last episode we got the blame, or whatever you're supposed to say. We got blamed for killing our brother Trian. So before I start this episode off, because you can see here probably at the minimap here, Gorm is almost just is here. But before I do anything else, I just want to touch briefly on how Duran feels about this. He's of course really devastated. He both for the loss of his brother and for, he got the blame for it. This has surely changed him a bit. So, as you probably can see, just so I don't get any confusion in the later episode, is that you could probably notice a bit of a change in his decisions that he makes because of this accident that has happened. Okay, so let's keep on going here. So let's talk to Gorm here.
I would have come sooner had they allowed it. How are you?
I'm fine, Gorm. You?
I could be better. I have bad news, though. The Assembly isn't going to call for you. Balin has taken Trian's place in the Assembly. He introduced a motion to condemn you immediately, and it easily passed. He had fully half the Assembly ready to vote on something completely against tradition and justice. He must have been making deals and alliances for months, if not years.
So... as you can see here, he's really disappointed in his brother. But they don't want to kill him, so he tries to just ignore it and don't let his feelings out. That's why he would probably say something else to Gorm instead of "I'm fine" before, but he's trying to suppress his feelings and don't let it get dragged over his friend here. So what happens now?
The Assembly has already sentenced both of us.
What? Well, what's gonna happen to you?
My knighthood will be stripped, my name torn from my family records. But I will be allowed to attempt some sort of life on the surface. Lord Harrowmont moved for a similar exile for you, but Balin's supporters overwhelmed him. You are to be sealed in the deep roads to fight Darkspawn until you are overwhelmed and killed.
Huh. A warrior's death, at least. I'm not sure really what I'm supposed to say here. Yeah, I could go for the coward here, but as I said before, he don't want to drag these emotions over his friend. At least now when he's heard that he's stripped from knighthood and so forth. It's a warrior's death, at least.
It doesn't have to be. Lord Harrowmont gave me access to see you so I could tell you this. Duncan and the Grey Wardens are still in the deep roads, in tunnels connected to those you are to be left in. If you survive long enough to find the Grey Wardens, you may be able to escape with Duncan.
That's all the chance I need, really. He's a bit more happy now seeing how loyal his friend is. That's all the chance I need.
Our time is up. May the Paragons guide your sword and the stone hold you up.
Goodbye, Gorm. Same to you, my friend.
I will always be your man, my Lord Idukan.
They are ready for you now.
Yeah, I mean, he's really devastated, but as you can see here, there's still a bit of a hope.
Here is the prisoner, Lord Harrowmont.
Having been found guilty of fratricide by the Assembly of Orzammar, you are hereby sentenced to exile and death. Your name is from this point forward stripped from the records. You are no longer a person, nor a memory. You are to be cast into the deep roads with only sword and shield. Dare to redeem your life by fighting the enemies of Orzammar until your death. Do you have anything to say before the sentence is carried out?
I'll have my revenge.
I understand your anger. You should have been allowed to defend yourself. Had I the power to stop this, I would have. Look me in the eye and tell me you didn't do this. For your father's sake.
I didn't kill Trian.
I believe you. That means Balin planned this from the start.
Yes.
Believe me, I will spend the rest of my days making sure Balin does not profit by his deeds. Your father asked me to give these to you. This sword and shield are of fine dwarven make. Strike a blow at our enemies.
There's no point telling my father anything, really. It won't help, at least. It's time for me to go.
As you will, Lord of Iduken. Open the doors and let the condemned walk through. May the stone accept you when you fall.
Can't really see how that's a sword. It's more like a dagger I got. Okay, now we shall also level up. He got I should probably more in dexterity and constitution and a bit in cunning, since I decided to do this a bit, not just the talents, but this too a bit role play. And since he hasn't used any, he has used his strength, but he hasn't used any two-handed, and I feel like his reflexes and balance is higher now, and constitution, since he was doing a bit of a tank role there. So it should be more fitting to put on these three, and cunning too, at least, than putting it on strength, in my opinion. And let's decide here. Powerful. Can't really. Should probably take this one. Actually, yeah, let's take that one. Through the training of hard work, the warrior has gained greater health and reduced the fatigue penalty for wearing armor. Since he's used armor, I guess. What's the defense one? Okay. Take that instead of a dagger. Okay, let's go out. Oh. And let's go on a quest to find the Grey Wardens. They sure have been here, or someone. Could as well be the spider. Wow. Sure like to miss.
has begun. We must fight. Let us do it quickly.
Let's see here. A great sword, finally. Now we got our... that one and that on 2. And that should be on 3. Let's take that there instead, actually. Let's see, giant spider.
Very well.
Now we're a bit more more comfortable with our fighting style, using our strength to win over our foes. Just see here. Yes, I'm on Nightmare.
Very well.
That dwarf. Okay, let's take all. Let's actually equip those things here for some better protection. Looks like a darkspawn nest or hideout. Let's actually check our map. Okay. Okay, it's this way. Oh, didn't see that coming. Just talking a bit ahead. I figure that the next victory point is going to be weapon and shield. Most likely one of these here, shield block or shield defense, because of my role because I tanked before, and instead on character, and I put one on strength, dexterity and constitution, I think, since I've used... It should probably... We're just supposed to say that there will probably be a spider here.
It shall be done. As you say.
Finishing blow. Arrows, okay. The problem with this game is that you have to wait a bit until you can loot the... oh fuck. Loot the bodies. There's probably a spider here too. Or not.
It has begun. By the ancestors.
But finally, at least we can do some fighting, because in these 3 episodes there mostly been mostly been talking and dialogue, since there's usually is that in the origins. But now we're doing a bit more fighting.
As you say.
And also, I'm probably gonna do like a future planning video soon. Just a heads up, I think, because I want to know what you guys think I should play, and since I have some things planned.
Won the day.
As I said, like, I'm going to probably do a separate video for that, so I'm not gonna say anything in this video, since I want it to be a bit of a surprise, I guess. Deep stalkers, okay? Oh, fuck.
Shall be done.
Sure like to miss. 1 sec, I just have to... The audio is a bit too loud for me. Dialogue. There, perfect.
As you say. Watch
You can
out.
see here. In a way, there's actually good that he was sent out to the
You've begun.
deep roads, because now at least he has something to take out his rage on, in a way. You probably could see that. I don't know if I explained that. I mean, I know I explained that in the beginning of this episode, but I don't know if you noticed it. As you can see here, there I said like something to Lord Hermont. I'll have my revenge. That's exactly what I talked about earlier. Wait, I need to look at those. What armor those have? Ah, those leather boots are actually better. But I said I'll have my revenge, or something similar to that, and that's exactly what I talked about in the beginning of this episode. The changing of the dialogue a bit, because of this unfortunate accident, or not, wasn't an accident on Balin's part, but
By the Maker, it's a dwarf.
Lord Idukan, what are you doing here alone? Where are your troops?
he feels like, I mean, he don't want to talk to these, since he hardly knows them. He's just like met them, so he don't want to talk about those things. Okay, I'm sorry for that interruption, but I had to sneeze. And those Grey Wardens aren't the only ones who can survive here.
I'm aware of your family's experience with these tunnels, but no dwarf has set foot here for years. May I ask what happened?
He don't want to explain everything, so he'll keep it a bit of a secret and say, I have left Orzammar.
Ah, you have been made to walk the deep roads, then.
You mean you were exiled?
Yeah, I guess
What
they...
happened?
I do not think matters of dwarven honor are any business of ours. You need not answer, friend.
Thank you.
It is not the way of this order to pass judgments on the pasts of others. You have already proven yourself both resourceful and skilled, and I would expect nothing less from an Idukan. I've been searching for those with your level of ability. Your exploits in the Deep Road set you apart.
Well,
As
thanks.
leader of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden, I would like to formally invite you to join our order.
This will certainly, since he's full of revenge, he thinks that this will be a bonus on his journey, so I accept.
Then welcome. We leave immediately for Ostagar.
This will help him
to join
a
with
lot
the
with
human forces
the
facing the
revenge
Darkspawn
on
hordes
Balin.
led by King Kaelan. Stay close. There are still Darkspawn around every corner.
Okay, that went well, in my opinion at least.
We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korkari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Kaelan, I didn't expect
A royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is he?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so
So he's
formal,
royal.
Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend. Might I know your name?
He still has a bit of decency of, or what I'm supposed to say, he's still nice to people. That's, I mean, nice to him, I guess. I'm Juran, Your Majesty.
Pleased to meet you. The Grey Wardens are desperate to bolster their numbers, and I, for one, am glad to help them. It's good to see one of the honorable stout folk outside Orzammar.
He must not have met many members of the noble caste.
Sounds like there's a story behind that. You must regale me with it sometime.
I rather not, actually.
As you wish. Now, perhaps I'll tempt you someday with a bottle of the finest dwarven brew from the royal cellar. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to Ostagar. The Wardens will benefit greatly with you in their ranks.
We'll see about that.
I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
But you sound very confident of that.
Overconfident, some would say. Right, Duncan?
Your Majesty, I'm not certain the Blight can be ended quite as quickly as you might wish.
I'm not even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
There's at least a few things that
What
brighten
the
up
king said
the
is
day.
true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here.
Well, you don't sound very reassured.
Despite the victories so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
Then we should move quickly.
Yes, we should proceed with the ritual.
do you need me to do?
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to.
Kinslayer, okay? Let's level up here. Let's take 2 actually on strength and 1 on dexterity. We should... Wow, I didn't realize that I had... I don't really know what to pick. Because you gain combat tactics. That wouldn't suit him. I guess master combat training would suit my guy best there. And of course, we'll have to pick one of the. Guess we could pick shield pommelins actually also. Let's take that and let's do. Oh, okay. Let's do that again. So, let's see first if we can use that armor too. Yes, we can. That's why I picked 2 on. Well, I think we'll have to end the episode here. Like, favorite, and subscribe, leave a comment if you like, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.